What's going on, people? Welcome back to Neeks Sports. This is your match review for Luton Town versus Manchester United. Luton Town 0, Manchester United 3. You know, by the face of it, if you didn't watch the match, it looks like a comfortable night. And I mean, to be fair, it was a comfortable night, but I guess the score line is what I'm saying. It looks a bit more impressive than the performance actually was. If we're going to be completely honest, it was a boring game of football. Yes, we got the win in the end. Of course, that's the most important thing, especially in cup competitions. You just need to get the win, you're through to the next round. But if we're being completely honest, it wasn't a great performance. Let's be honest, it was a poor performance. It was a poor performance because it's Luton Town. It's Luton Town. I predicted 3-0. I said a comfortable night. It was comfortable, but it was actually too comfortable. And when I say that, I mean too comfortable because we took it very, very easy, very lightly. And that's not what I wanted us to see. I wanted us to really take the great game by the scruff of the neck, put Luton under pressure from minute 1 to minute 9. I actually missed the first 10 minutes of the game. I don't think I missed too much. But I just felt I thought it was too easy. Why? Someone says wrong score. What score have I got on my stream? Oh, does it say 2-0? See if I can change that. Let's see if I can change that. Hopefully that's a refresh. If you refresh the page, hopefully it should change to 3-0. But you can see it going across the bottom ticker, Luton Town 0, Man United 3. Either way, and we all watched the match. But yeah, as I said, it was for me, it was a poor performance that lacked energy. We were too slow. And I think that was the main thing for me, just too slow, too lethargic. We took the game, as I said, too easy. Like we were playing at 0-0, like we were 3-0 up. Like we were 3-0 up. And we weren't. Yes, the game ended 3-0 in the end, but I just felt that it's the bad habits. I know, yes, fitness is an issue. I understand some of the quality of the players out there, they were poor. Some of the players were poor. So many touches. But just from back to front, I felt we built up too slow. And the only people that I felt were injecting any pace in the game was, I mean, Lingard tried. He was the only one really carrying the ball, running forward. Fair enough. His quality let him down in the final third time and time again. But the only people that was really quickening up the pace especially when we got to the edge of the area, was Van der Beek, especially, and Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka put in a decent shift. I'm not gonna go hard on him, put in a decent shift. But around the pitch, everyone else, the two centre backs playing out too slow. Bailly, maybe I'm understanding a bit more the reason why Solskjaer doesn't want to play Bailly. What I did like about Bailly is you can see his pace, his recovery in behind to cover for Maguire or his fullbacks. He's always getting there before the strikers, which Lindelof doesn't offer time and time again. But his playing out from the back was horrible. His playing out from the back was horrible. If the pass wasn't on short, he's going long and it's wayward or it's too powerful, it's not accurate. I just felt he was too rash in his decision-making in terms of passing out from the back. So I can understand in that regard why Solskjaer might favour a Lingard, but defensively, I know it's on Luton Town, but time and time again, he's covering with his pace, and he done that on several occasions. So hopefully we see this partnership going forward. As I said, Wan-Bissaka put in a decent shift. Brandon Williams, especially on that left-hand side, he's not the guy. He's not the guy. I could probably count on one finger how many times Brandon Williams actually overlapped. How many times he actually got past his man. It was once. And he put in a low cross, which Mata, I think it was one that Mata shot. Was that him? I think that was the one where Mata shot and the keeper saved it in the first half. He doesn't offer any threat. As a fullback, he doesn't offer any threat. He gets the ball wide and he comes inside on his right foot and passes it inside. A few times he went for an overlap, but it wasn't with purpose. I don't know if it's like I'm making a run because I have to make the run, but I don't really want to receive the ball. There's no intent. And when he first came into the Man United side, the reason why we liked him so much and we were thinking, can he replace Shaw, is because he was intent on running behind and getting behind his man. And we haven't really seen that, I would say, post-lockdown, when Shaw got injured and he came back in the team. He just gets the ball, cuts inside, and passes it. Gets the ball, cuts it, and you need more from your fullbacks. At least Wan-Bissaka was trying to get on the outside. A lot of the times, however, he was the only one there, which meant that it was either a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-1 for Luton Town against him, and he has to try and make something out of nothing. If you can do a 1-2 and get him behind, that might have been an option, but I just felt it was just too slow. Comment here from Artificial Intelligence says, everybody or Fred man of the match. Lingard played well. Fred and Matic done their job. I'm a slightly, I'll read the rest of it in a bit. I'm slightly disagree with you. I don't think Fred and Matic did their job, because as much as it is, yes, they're supposed to break up the play, and especially in a game like this where you are the dominant side, you have to dictate the tempo. And they did dictate the tempo, but it was a slow tempo. So I don't think they did their job. It was too slow. I'm looking for, you get the ball, you show for the centre-back, you get the ball, you turn, you pass it quickly on. So say Matic gets it, turns into Fred. Fred breaks the lines into Van der Beek. Everything needs to be quick, but the first thought, and it's a throwback to the LVG days, the first thought is sideways, backwards. We're not thinking about going forward, break the line. We're not seeing that. As soon as the three much more quality, higher players come on, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, and Mason Greenwood, Bruno Fernandes, first thing he's thinking when he gets the ball is forward. Fred got, I guess, a bit more into the game into the second half, but I just think the intent to pass forward and break the lines wasn't there. It was safety first. And I don't like safety first, not for Manchester United, especially in a game like this against Luton Town. You should always be looking to push the ball forward. And I don't think we did that. Rodney, I think Maguire had a pretty solid game for once. Maguire always has a solid game. Relax, man, relax. But yeah, I just think we were slow, especially sometimes we even broke and we got the ball to the edge of the area, but the runners weren't getting up in time to support. We allowed Luton to get back into shape, and then it's slow. Pass across. And of course, that makes it difficult. We need to, when we get to the edge of the box, even if they've got men behind the ball at that point, it has to be one touch. We don't play with like a proper creative number 10 who's going to, split the eye of a needle. So you're going to cut through the defense by quick movement. And we just didn't get enough of that in the final third. So first half was very poor. Obviously got the penalty, which was won by Brandon Williams. And second half, again, it was a bit much of the same, if I'm going to be honest. Just a bit slow, pedestrian. Igalo wasn't good. The ball, he didn't hold up the ball once. He didn't really take any shots. We know he hasn't got the pace to run in behind. So it's like, what's your purpose? Because Igalo, for me, he's a target man. Get the ball to him, hold it up, bring the runners into play. If you've got the runners, lay it off, get into the box. He wasn't doing that. And again, I understand a lot of these players haven't played. I think, yeah, Artificial Intelligence says, I get what you're saying. Considering they both haven't played, it was up and down. Boring match, lethargic. In moments we got outplayed. Yeah, there was about a 10-15 minute spell in the first half, especially, where we were just chasing shadows, just running around. I mean, they didn't create much chances, but we were just chasing. And for that period, it was all Luton Town. But yeah, I think the game was just meandering along, to be honest. And then they had that chance, as Rodney asked, thoughts on Henderson. They had that chance at the end of near the end of the game, cross to the back post header, brilliant one-handed save from Henderson, and then Bailly got back on the line to make the block on the line, and we cleared the ball. And that was a bit of a heart in the mouth moment, because you're thinking, I mean, Luton didn't really threaten, but when it's 1-0, you're always at risk, and you're like, guys, just create one chance. But we weren't even doing this. It's not like it was like, all right, the goal's going to come. We weren't really creating the chances. But as I said, we brought on the 3 guys, and they made a difference. They injected some pace into our attack. And I don't just mean in terms of ability to run fast. I just mean injection of how fast the ball is moved around. And we saw that with Rashford goals, a direct ball up to Bruno Fernandes. He flicks it on to, I think it was Mason Greenwood, and Mason Greenwood backheels it to Marcus Rashford, runs onto it and slots it past the keeper. One touch passing, it disables defenses, because at 1 minute they're going left, the next minute they're going right. When you take 2, 3, 4 touches, they have time to shift across and get into their shape. And that's what we were doing for most of the match until those players came in. So for me, it's clear to see what Solskjaer's trying to do, But some of the players, for me, the quality of the players are just not good enough to do it. You know, Mata and Lingard take 2, 3, 4 touches. Whereas you see when Van der Beek's on there, he's looking to do everything quick. The ball's coming in, he steps over it through his legs, he makes a run in behind. You know, it's quick movement, quick thinking. A lot of them didn't really do. Artificial intelligence says, yeah, last 10 minutes, best of the match. Bruno, Rashford, Greenwood kill off the game. Yeah, I'm happy for Rashford. The goal from open play as well. Good consummate finish. He was looking for another goal. He had a shot that the keeper saved at his near post. So yeah, you know, he needs to get his confidence back. I want to see him running direct at his man, like he has been doing and has been doing at Man United for his whole career. I'm going to go back to a comment from Red Devil Studio. It says Henderson, Bailly, and Fred have to start. No, I don't agree. Bailly has to start. I've said that before. I'll say it again. Bailly or Twanzebe, but right now Bailly's fit. So yeah, Bailly should start over Lindelof. David De Gea is the #1 keeper. David De Gea holds the #1 spot. He has the jersey, he has the gloves, and until he makes costly mistakes, if it happens again this season, he should be the #1 keeper. Henderson, time will come. David De Gea is the man in possession. I think he deserves the respect and the leniency at times to actually have that spot, have that position. So for me, David De Gea, that's his space. Henderson, if he impressing when you play, you got cup game, you got another cup game next week against either, I think it's Preston or Brighton, who will also play on the weekend. So it could be Brighton back to back. So impress again there. He did his job today. You're going to be playing in the FA Cup when that comes around. But for me, David De Gea is first choice. Fred has to start. Over Matic? Is that what you're saying? Because obviously last season, Matic, Pogba, and Bruno was the three that we ended the season with. And they were doing very, very well. Matic's ability to protect the back four and break the lines with the first pass. Fred, in the Sevilla game, he was good. He hasn't done that as a lone anchor man, pivot, a lone pivot. He hasn't done that often. Like I said today, his passing was too slow. I think in a two-man pivot, for me, he's very good because he's got the energy and all that. And he can give it to the guy next to him the guy next to him should be Pogba, can help him defensively, but that person can also dictate the play. Fred as a single pivot, I'm not 100% sure if that's the right way to go, but Bailly 100% agree he should be in the starting lineup. Yeah, Mo Wada said the same thing. Matic over Fred. Rodney, you wasn't happy, it looks like, again about the West Ham game. Listen, to get that win against West Ham in the way that you did, it's a good win in the sense that you didn't play well, but you got the result. You can't play well every week. It's still the start of the season. You said the way that you described Igalo is how Lacazette was playing against West Ham. But let me not talk too much. Well, at least like a threat, as I call him, got the goal. And he says 2, 3, 4 touches, how Dani Ceballos was playing against West Ham. That's interesting. I didn't actually really watch the Arsenal-West Ham game, but Ramsey did his preview, which is on the channel as well. You can check that out. He, from what I remember anyway, he seemed like Dani Ceballos' performance was pretty good. I'm surprised that you said that. I thought he did well. That's what I heard anyway on Sunday. You played on Sunday, right? I think it was. But yeah, through to the next round, innit? That's the most important thing. Sky Sports gave Mata man the match. He played okay. No, I don't feel. I would have given, I don't know, Mata, Van der Beek, Fred. I mean, maybe you would have to give it to Fred just for the fact that he played 90 minutes. Possibly Lingard. Mata didn't do that much. I know he scored a penalty. Van der Beek was good as well, but nobody really stood out. I don't have a massive issue with it. It's Luton, for God's sake. But I don't think anyone really stood out. So you could throw a blanket over it and give it to anyone other than Brandon Williams. To be honest, I don't think he had a great game going forward. Yeah, defensively, it's Luton Town, isn't it? But 3-0, Greenwood off the bench, got his goal, his customary goal like he likes to do, stands up the defender, couple step overs, and as the defender shifts to their left, he shifts to his left. So the defender's right, and the keeper has got no chance. He loves it. He's listen, the guy is a talent. The guy's a talent, and he's just a goal threat. And I guess, last season was his breakthrough season. This season is arguably more important for him because people would have watched him. They would have studied him. They would have known his traits. He needs to find a way to overcome whatever obstacles people are going to put in the way. He came on against Crystal Palace, and I think every time he got the ball, they stood him up, and it's like, all right, we know what you're going to do. We know what you're going to try and do, and they blocked a lot of his shots. So he's going to have to find a new way this season because teams, this is the Premier League we're talking about, teams will find you out. It can't just be the same one-trick pony. But the guy is, the boy is quality, absolute quality. Trademark at 18, yeah, man. And the thing is, he can go both sides. He can go either way. So he goes onto his left because the defender shifts. But if the defender shifts onto Greenwood's left foot, he will put on his right. His first goal for Man United, actually, was with his right foot. Same thing against, not AZ Alkmaar, who was it? Astana or Old Trafford back in, I think it was September 2019. Couple step overs, stood up on his right foot through the keeper's leg. So he can do it with both feet. He missed the absolute sit with his header against Crystal Palace. I don't remember him scoring many, if any, headers last season. So maybe that's something that he has to work on. I don't know. But yeah, through today, I just think, well, Brighton is going to be a tougher game, 100%. They're on form. I'm not sure their first performance, the first game of the season, but the second one, 3-0 against Newcastle. So they're going to be flying. Let me just double check that Brighton's last game. I'll do a preview for that anyway later in the week. Their first game of the season, of course, Chelsea lost 3-1 to Chelsea and then won 3-0 against Newcastle. So that's not going to be an easy game. You've got Lamptey, who's flying at the moment. And we're going to have to perform much better. Is Lamptey fit? I mean, hopefully not, but, I like the guy. So hopefully not for too long if he's injured. But yeah, we need to move the ball quicker. I think that's the real thing. You move the ball quicker, you shift players, defenders out of the way, and you create space. Lingard is standing people up and trying to do skills to get past them. You haven't got that. So you need to give and go. And we saw it during after lockdown, the way that we were the intricate play at the edge of the box between the likes of Pogba, Bruno, Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood. Quality players. When the level goes below, I don't know if those players can play that same football. Do we need to find another way to play with those level of players, or do we just need better players? That's why we're in the transfer market. That's why we're begging Ed Woodward, Matt Judge, and the rest to get to work and get some players. It's not long left, but we're through. Most important thing, 3-0, third round, Man United through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. And hopefully we can go far into the competition. Last year we got to the semi-final, so that's a good run of games. Of course, it's a competition you want to win. You want to win all the competitions that you're in. But it's important for me to go deep into it because it means that those fringe players who maybe not getting a lot of time in the Premier League, off the bench, etc., they're getting their games and they're performing. They're getting much more time on the pitch and maybe forcing and pushing the first team players. That's what you want. You always want competition for places. And obviously FA Cup will come around as well, so that's another one. And then we've got Champions League. So if we're going to need a full squad of players really performing if we're going to make any strides this season. Because as it stands, we've only made one signing. If that remains, the rest of the players have to really dig in. Lingard, did he put himself in the shop window today? Or is it a case of him playing his way into Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's plans? There was no Dan James. He was on my, I won't say predicted starting lineup, but my wanted, my wish list, I guess, whatever you want to call it, starting lineup that I wanted us to put out there today. But he didn't play. So does that mean that maybe the rumours, the talk about him going to Leeds is actually true? And then what of Lingard? Is he remaining this season? We haven't seen Andres Pereira this season. I don't think he's injured. Was he on the bench today? I'm not 100% sure on the bench. We haven't seen him. So I don't actually know what the future holds for Andreas Pereira. Let's see. No, he wasn't on the bench. He wasn't in the squad. That Mengi Dallo was on the bench, surprisingly, and Dan James, but neither of them came off the pitch. But yeah, Brighton on Saturday, 3-0 win today. Let's carry that momentum, if you can even call it that, but at least the last few minutes of the game, let's carry that momentum through into our next game and further on this season. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, turn the bell on. Everyone watching, please smash the like button, click the bell, turn your notifications on for every time we go live, and I will see you very, very soon.